Hey everybody, welcome back to Season 26. We are at War 7, past the halfway mark here. I'm fighting for the Alliance SAS, and for this war we are matched up against the Alliance Nøpe. Their Alliance name is No Hope. I believe at the time of this war, they are ranked 11th in Masters overall, and I think we are ranked 7th in Masters overall. Somewhere along those lines, so we know it's going to be a competitive war. This is what I have laid forward. We have 6 fights, got 1 fight in Path 2, taking on a Weapon X. This will be the 3rd time I fight him this season. Then we fight a Tigra on node 23 before hopping over to Path 6, where we have a Rage Hit Monkey and a Red Magneto on Aggression Prowess and Power Focus 2. Then we're going to end off our war with 2 fights on Boss Island. The first one being a Daredevil Hell's Kitchen with Rage Extend Return Policy, and then a Mangog on the Aspect of Evo Power 2 node. This is who we're bringing in. 3 attackers. We have Archangel, rank 3, Sig level 20. As per usual, he's taking on the bulk of our fights here. He's going to take on 5, notably the Weapon X at the start, and the Tigra on node 23. We're bringing in Doctor Octopus. He's going to take on Mangog on node 54. This is a new matchup for me. And then we're bringing in White Magneto House of Flex, in for that juicy pre-fight. So here's that first fight. Node 14 on Path 2, Strike Counter Fury Brute Force. We fought him, I don't know if it was last war or the war before, but at this point we're pretty comfortable fighting Weapon X. On this node at least, the game plan's pretty straightforward. We're going to try and stack as many Neros as we can before he goes into Berserk. Then once he does hit Berserk, we just have to buy time. We can intercept, hopefully chain a special 1, and that's going to eat up enough time to let the Neros kind of finish him off. So here we go. Hopefully get off to a good start. Land a bunch of bleeds. There we go. We got 3 bleeds off the start. 1 poison, and get absolutely dumped on there with no poison, so no Neuros. But then we're able to get 2 Neuros going on our 3rd heavy. So he's close to Rage there. He hits it. He's in Berserk mode, so at this point I'm just trying to buy enough time to let those Neuros tick down, and turns out that's exactly what happens. So that went exactly according to plan. That's a good start to the war. First fight down. We have 5 left. We are hopping over to node 23 right after this, where we're fighting a Tigra on Mixmaster, Aggression Prowess, Power Focus 1. This should be pretty straightforward. We're using our 2nd guidance boost. Actually, no, hold on. This will be the 1st guidance boost from Magneto House of X. We just parry heavy, stack as many Neuros, let the Neuros go to work, and because she has Power Focus 1, we can just continue to parry heavy without having to worry about her power meter. It's very unlikely that she gets to her special 2, and when it comes to evading her special 1, you really just have to get out of the way as long as you're not cornered. So that's pretty much the only thing I need to keep track of. Just don't get cornered. Give myself plenty of space to back out in case she does throw that special 1. Looks like 2 heavies is going to give her enough power to fill up that first power bar, but as you can see, she gains pretty much no power after that, and we're getting incredible RNG with our Neuros. We're fully bypassing Aggression Prowess. She has not gained a Prowess passive, and in the blink of an eye, she's done. Less than 30 seconds. So there's the 2nd fight. There's the first half of the map there. We have 4 fights left. We're going to head towards Rage. Not a Jabari Panther this time. It is a Hit Monkey. We are going to use our 2nd guidance boost from Magneto House of X. He's got a small health pool. Thankfully, he is a rank 3 here. The rage threshold is 3,336. It is inevitable here because my Archangel is rank 3. Plus, we have to use the guidance boost, and we have class advantage. The 3rd hit of my heavy, if it crits, it's going to trigger rage. I just have to keep that in mind. So I'm pulling out all my points out of my offensive masteries, and I just need to keep a close eye on the timer. Now see here, I'm applying my pre-fight, checking out the pre-fight screen, and I'm about to press the fight button, and I realize that the pre-fight actually failed to apply, so I back out, head back in, and then as you can see, the pre-fight shows up as though I applied it. So close one there. Just got to remember to make this a habit. This definitely would have been an issue here, because I would have been taken by surprise. He would have shrugged off a stun at some point, and that would have been a little bit hairy. And with Hit Monkey here, the fight snowballs really quickly. lands a few critical hits, gets you to bleed, and all of a sudden you're dead in the blink of an eye. However, no worries. We have crit a few times. He's at 3 Furies, but we're able to stack enough Neuros that it's really not an issue. We do take a little bit of chip damage, but that's really no problem here. I just want to escape the fight with all 3 attack bonuses. So there's the 3rd fight. We're halfway through. We have 3 fights left. Our last fight on Path 6 here is Archangel against Magneto on node 38, Aggression Prowess and Power Focus 2. This should be pretty straightforward. Archangel is metal, so I will be magnetized, but I can parry heavy as per usual. Archangel is immune to ability accuracy reduction. Here, if I can bait his special 1, cool, very easy to dodge, but it's more than likely I'm going to push him to a special 2. And if that happens, there's no chance that I would ever try to dex out of it, especially in war. I've gotten murked by that enough in AQ with the Magneto House of X mini that I would rather just eat it off the block. Hopefully I've done a good enough job at keeping his prowess stacks low, so I know I'm going to be taking a good chunk of chip damage, but it is better than trying to dex, messing up, and giving up a death. So there you go. I end up taking that to the block. It takes 20-ish% off my health. That's alright. That's a price I'm definitely willing to pay, and the fight's over. It's just over 30 seconds, he's down. We have 2 more fights. We're headed towards Boss Island here. Our first fight here is going to be a Daredevil Hong Kong on Rage, Extend, and Return policy. Rage is really the only one that we have to worry about here. However, I think this is a rank 3, so he's got a pretty big health pool even with class advantage and the guidance boost. His the rage threshold is 6,012, and I don't think Archangel can hit that. Maybe if a special 2 or a special 1 hit crits, but I don't plan on using any specials here. This should be pretty straightforward. Now that we have the guidance boost from Magneto House of X, this is our last one. He can't shrug off my stun, and I should be able to stack Neuros and just let it rip. So, in hindsight, I probably didn't have to take out all my off SM points with my masteries, but I guess it's better to be safe than sorry, as long as I'm comfortable with this fight, which I totally am. There's really no threat here. His special 1 has like 40,000 hits. I have a lot of space to work with here, no worries. His special 2 has like 3 or 4 hits. It's really short, super easy to punish. This is just a really straightforward fight. As you can see, it's going really well. We're able to stack a good amount of Neuros up, and he goes down. So 5 fights down, 6 fights to go. I think at this point we had a pretty decent lead by maybe 4 or 5 kills, something along those lines. But this is our last fight, node 54, aspect of evolution, enhanced SP2, yada yada yada, a bunch of power gain stuff. So often you'll see mystics with passive power gain, just because the improved power gain here kind of juices that up. So I'm bringing in Doctor Octopus, he's rank 3. I've taken this fight against Sorcerer Supreme, and I guess in theory, on paper, the matchup should play out similarly. So I'm going to use a power start 1, we'll back off at the start to trigger a power lock, parry heavy until I get to my special 3, and as long as I fire off that special 3 while he's power locked, I should be able to close out the fight similar to how Magic would. But spoiler alert, I die here. I completely botch the execution. So as you can see here, the start's actually going really well. I back off, I get the power lock, parry heavy. We're getting good chunks of damage here. The only thing I can't do is miss a parry, because as you see, that power lock is going to expire. He's going to cross over a bar of power, and I need to scramble to regain control of the fight, which at this point would be get to my special 3 and fire it off while he has a power lock. I have an opportunity here to do it, but I just missed the window. So I know I'm in a little bit of trouble here, because he's going to come out of the special 3 with no power lock and probably a decent amount of power. And once he fires off a special with 10 hatred charges, he's going to go unstoppable. And that's just another layer of complication. Thankfully, he throws off that special before going to a special 2. If he fires off a special 2, the fight's over. I can't dex that. I don't know if anybody can dex that. But at this point, I'm fighting for my life here. This is a terrible spot to be in, because every heavy and power drain hit will cross him over that 2-bar threshold, bring him back, which just juices up aspect of evolution. So I'm just scrambling at this point. And he throws off his special. He's got unstoppable, and in hindsight, I should have fired off my special 2 here. That's one of the ways to get rid of his unstoppable buff, is to strike him with the special. And unfortunately, I beat a full special 1 to the face, and I die. This feels awful. I completely botched the execution. I had outs. I completely messed that up. I was feeling pretty rattled, but had to take a deep breath. Had to finish this fight and kind of scrape together those last 2 attack bonuses. So same game plan. And at this point, I should have been hitting into his block. But because I don't, I accidentally parry, trigger the heal block instead of the power lock, and he gets to a bar of power. So, lesson learned from that last fight, though. I do know that I still have outs. The fight isn't over. I'm not feeling great at this moment, though. I can feel the control of the fight kind of slipping out of my hands, and the last thing I want to do is die twice, especially since the war is close at this point. But here we go. I have the power lock. I have one more chance, I think, to trigger a power lock and fire off my special 3. There we go. It was awesome that he threw his special, because now he's under a bar of power. He's got the power lock. He has the unstoppable buff, but I don't care, because when I strike him with my special, that's going to remove that. And I know that coming out of this special 3, this is the state that I wanted to be in that first fight. I have full control now. I have a very long power lock debuff on him. I do have a stagger debuff. That's actually healing me for a little bit. Thankfully, that's going to mitigate some of the aspect of evolution damage, because he did cross over that bar of power threshold 2 or 3 times this fight. My block proficiency here, though, is going to be pretty high, because I have 100 in each category. But as you can see, the rest of this fight goes super smooth. I'm just refreshing the power lock with my special move. Trigger protect there, but the fight's pretty much over. And there we go. So I'm really frustrated here. I knew the game plan. I think it works out on paper. I just completely botched the execution. So I felt really bad. I was really frustrated, and the last thing I wanted was for that mistake to cost us the result of the war. But thankfully, we do actually pull out the win. The rest of the alliance came through clutch there and played really well. And we ended up winning, I believe, 9-6. So thanks to the rest of the alliance for saving my bacon there. I'm just really grateful we escaped this one with a win, and we have 5 wars left, so got to rebound for the next one. We'll catch you at War 8. Thanks for stopping by.